Alright, so after forging out the two sides for the scissors, I drilled some holes in it and cleaned up this side a bit. These are the two sides that's going to be facing each other, and now I can use just a bolt to hold it together temporarily, and we can go over the geometry of scissors. I bet you all are so excited to hear about the geometry of scissors. It's some cool stuff. Something that's really important to make scissors actually cut is that the two blades can't be straight. So you know when you're cutting something with a pair of dull scissors, like a piece of paper would just like slide in between the two blades and it's super annoying. One big thing that'll stop that from happening is having the two blades curve inwards towards each other. That curve constantly keeps pressure where the two blades are touching. So when you're cutting, there will be pressure pushing the two blades into each other to make it actually cut. Something else is that I need to bend these handles in a little bit. That's the closed position. So these would be touching. Right now they touch there, which is too far. But these are all adjustments that I should be able to do cold. I don't think they're going to snap. They might, but I don't think so. Okay, so I got this bending jig in the vise, and now I can make the bends to make the blades curve into each other. And I am going to use a little bit of heat. It's not going to be too much, maybe like 500-600 degrees. They probably wouldn't, but I'll play it safe and use a little bit of heat. I'm just going until I can see some of the like grayish blue oxides on the steel. That should be around 600 degrees ish. I don't really know how much of a bend. I know it's very slight. Like that much? Okay, let's do the other one now. I think that's the concept. It's tight right there. As I close it, it keeps pressure pretty well. I think that's a concept. Seems a little tight. Maybe it was too much of a bend, but I think those small adjustments I'll wait till after I heat treat this. So now I just need to bend the handles to make it so they're touching right now, because this should be the closed position and they still have room to go. That should be perfectly fine for now. I'm gonna have to do this again later. Alright, these scissors are almost done, but the blades warped while quenching, and I need to warp them back the other direction. So what I'm going to do is called a shimmed temper. So I need them to bend this way. So I'm going to do that. What I'm going to do is clamp it onto this piece of steel with this brass rod, just acting like a shim. And then while this is clamped, I'm going to put it in the oven at 400 degrees for about 2 hours. And the heat with that bend from the clamp will bend these the direction that I want it. I use this all the time on knives because them warping while heat treating is pretty common. And this is a really nice way to get most of the warp out. So hopefully this should be enough to bend these how I want it. All right, so the shimmed temper did something. It didn't do enough, but the main problem right now is that they're just contacting in weird places because they're just not very flat. So I'll get these scissors finished up now. To be honest, I just want to be done with them. So the plan is I'm gonna shut up, I'm gonna listen to some Emma Chamberlain and finish these scissors. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, contacting a lot better now. That's all the way open. That'll be where the bevel starts. I don't think the bevel's gonna do anything. It's purely aesthetic, probably. I don't know. Okay, that's 120. I'll go to 220 and get this side nice and clean. Okay, just need to clean it up a bit. Get all the kind of yellowy from the tempering off. It's all shiny and pretty now. Look at that. Oh my god. It's so pretty. What am I saying? Yeah, so that's pretty clean. The tip doesn't cut well. Mainly because the bolt just loosened right now. Yeah, so I need to bend the tips into each other like I've been talking about this entire video. I'll actually do it now. This is spooky. Please don't break. Please don't break. That's spooky. Barely tell. I think it did pick up a little bit of a bend. This is the second one. I know I switched them around a lot. I think that's bent. I hate that. So I'll bring this bevel up to 220 grit. Right now it's at 120. And I'll get these nice and sharp. And is there anything else I need to do? I think that's it. Sweet. What if I like zoom in really far? That's an aesthetic. Yeah, that's a vibe. So for the rivet, I want to use a piece of brass. So this is going to go through and then I'll mushroom off each side. But I need to figure out how much pin I want sticking out on each side. So the rule of thumb is 1.5 times the diameter. I'm not going to do that in my head. 0.188 times 1.5 is 0.28, so something kind of similar to that. 0.25, that's going to be... Is that going to be enough? Nah. Do I have anything that thick? That's an idea. This is probably going to be like impossible to follow what I'm doing. But... So I'll drill a 3/16 hole in this piece of steel. And then the pin will go through. This will go through the hole that's in this piece. And then in between the two scissors, I'll put in an 1/8 inch like little spacer, and then that will give me the right length of pin, hopefully. Okay, never mind, that's dumb. This is perfect. This is the right thickness. Just ignore everything I said before. Got this little piece of a leaf spring. That's the perfect thickness. Problem is, this is gonna be hardened, so I don't know if I can drill through it. Decided to go on a little walk. Yeah, that's gutted. Ow. Knew that was gonna happen. Ooh, that's not good. At least it's numb. I don't... Yeah, that cut my thumb. Is it bad? I can't feel it. I think that's kind of bad. Ooh. Yeah, that's kind of bad. Now I'll do the smart thing and hold it with vice grips. And now the pin goes through this, and I can put both the scissors on and cut this side to the right length, which will be, man, I can't use my thumb now. That's annoying. About that much. And I didn't cut myself. Let's go. So the reason I have this backing piece, so that this piece of brass can rest against the bottom of the anvil, and it'll let me mushroom over this side, peen this side of the rivet, and then I can take off this plate, flip it over, and then peen the other side, so both sides will be mushroomed in, squishing the two blades together. Oh, that's not good. It just broke apart. I can't get this off now. Wow, okay. Vice? Okay, I don't want to move the camera, so you're gonna get nice audio of me taking the scissors off. So I'm putting them in the vise and pulling really hard. And it's not working. Oh, I'm dumb. Let me just set them over top of the gap on top of the vise, and then I'll take this thing and this thing and just use that to hit the pin out. There we go. I got the pin out. Now I have to anneal the pin, which what that is with most non-ferrous metals, which just means not steel. When you heat it up and quench it in water, it'll soften it, make it nice and squishy, and I should be able to peen it over without it ripping itself apart. Now that the heat treat on these pliers are ruined, this should be soft. I should have thought of that. Let's try this again. The exact same thing happened. I don't know what to do now. People peen brass all the time. Right. I'm sure what's happening is that I'm squishing it and that's hardening the brass, so no matter how much I anneal it beforehand, it's just gonna get squished, harden, and then be brittle. And I have no idea what to do about that. Maybe I just have too much brass poking out. Exact same thing is happening. Okay. Okay, so I got a steel pin ready, and this should finally work. I've done plenty of rivets with steel, so I should be able to do this now. If this doesn't work, I am going to be big mad. I should get hearing protection since I don't like loud noises. I do think brass would have been really cool, but I'm not too disappointed by this. I think we're done. Let's see. Oh, that actually cuts so well. Well, sweet. These scissors are done, and I only cut myself once. That's pretty good. I'll take it.